if you are the priest over your family? Do you know if you are the priest over your state and then you bargain it because you needed to add 5 marks to get a C in social 104? We are not taught kingdom. We are not taught government. We are not taught the dimensions of justice and everything in the spirit realm. You have come to a ground of treachery. This is a marketplace in the spirit. There are more demons here than there are lecturers. And most of you, by the time you are in 300 level, you will discover you are scoring an A in wardom. Because every Friday you will be addicted to a club and all your dress will become seductive. You will learn faster in the spirit than in the natural. You are mighty on your throne. You reign, you reign, you reign, you reign, God. You are mighty on your throne. How do you walk in the spirit? The biggest lesson of your life is what I want to show you now. Your certificate is supposed to be an advantage, but if you are not careful, it will become what you trade your destiny for. Biggest lesson until you walk in the spirit, you cannot maximize nature. The devil will use nature to maximize you, so you become his agent, whether you know it or not. You need to understand demonic intelligence. The lady that was screaming yesterday said she was sent to disrupt the meeting, but there are many believers that just thrown into the meeting. It's another gathering, freshers night, and you came to watch drama, to laugh and go back. Meanwhile, in the demonic realm, they sent their agent. It was the power of God that picked her out. And when I released fire on her, she wanted to distract me, when God was still ministering to people, so that I'll spend 15 minutes in casting out the demon. Meanwhile, when you gave the command, the demon left already. But the soul of the lady is connected to the demon. So even though the demon is outside, he's still manipulating her, and you think the demon is still in her. And then you spend 30 minutes, 1 hour wasting the service. The people that should receive impartation, you use that time wasting on the demon. The Bible said Jesus came down from the mountain. He casted the deaf and dumb spirit, and the spirit threw the boy down. The boy formed. Jesus didn't say anything to him. You don't know demonic intelligence. You stroll casually to a meeting, you think it's casual. Your destiny is being bargained the day you enter the gate of Uniport. They saw your star, and some of you, they saw you even in your mother's womb. And then you come to time, you give yourself to the deception of Nakash. The demon comes with seduction and deceives you, and you step out of your king or your destiny. He said, I looked from my window, I saw a young man who is void of understanding. He took the path of the harlot. Her husband had traveled, and she had dressed her bed with rubies, and then he dragged the young man, and the young man went her way. He was a man without understanding. He had gone the path of destruction. Are you learning something this morning? You reign, you ancient Zion's king. Cry out, Kadosh. You are mighty on your throne. I wish God show you your dimension in the spirit. You know, Adam didn't see his dimension, so he thought he was a man. If only he had seen his dimension, he will know that he's a God, because he was created in the image and the likeness of a God. He will know that he was a ruler over the serpent and the constellation, but he didn't see his dimension. Some of you here who are weak and living in immorality, if you see yourself in the spirit, you are a flame of fire. You are a flame, but you give to deception, you give to flesh, and you have become the dust that the serpent devours at will. How do you walk in the spirit? by making the presence of God your habitation. And the first thing to do is to begin to wait upon the Lord. Waiting upon the Lord, the culture that is being lost in our generation. Everything is on speed, so we are all running from pillar to pole. Men can no longer wait. We are in a hurry for everything. But in the spirit, he said, when you wait, you mount up with wings like the eagles. That means you fly every time you begin to wait. You know what is happening to you? You are going above the sun and the moon. So the sun and the moon can no longer smite you by day nor by night, because you mount up with wings like the eagles. You journey past the galaxies and you enter into the mountains of God, where the spirit of just men is made perfect. You can be a just man, but your spirit may not be perfect. Perfect means maturity. You cannot be weary anymore. What has happened? The God in your spirit is beginning to download into your soul. So when we wait upon the Lord, the first thing that happens is that we go beyond the environment. In John chapter 3 verse 13, Jesus was walking in Nazareth and he said, the Son of Man which is in heaven is not a figurative statement, it's reality. While he was walking on earth, he was living in the spirit. That's why early in the morning you will hear that he went to a solitary place. There he prayed. So he enters heaven before he walks on earth. If you study the Bible, you will hear the Bible said, and Jesus entered into the mountain. Do you enter into a mountain? Men climb mountains. So the mountain he's talking about is the spirit. So he enters the spirit. And when he comes outside, the prince of this world comes to him and finds nothing. The remote control suddenly can't walk. If you are the Son of God, turn these stones to bread. Man shall not live by bread alone. If you are the Son of God, jump down from the pinnacle of the temple. The angels will take charge of you. It is written, thou shalt not tempt the Lord your God. Adam did not know that he was a God, but this one knew. Bow to me, I will give you the glories of the world. Who are you giving glory to? I am an embodiment of glory. It pleased the Father that the fullness of the Godhead should dwell in him bodily. He knows that he's a being of glory. You can't trace glory with me. I am glory. Say, get behind me, Satan. And the devil fled, because the man knew how to wait. Every time you wait, you come out as a God. Moses in the Old Testament, he did not have the Holy Ghost, but he knew the technology of waiting. Sometimes he climbed a mountain. Do you know how tall Mount Sinai is? It's more than 6,800 feet tall. A mountain is not a hill. An old man of 120 years old will climb a mountain of 6,000 feet tall. That's why before you can wait, you will first of all pray for a long time. See, that time you go to pray and then you go and check your window. You come back, you open the pot, you check your phone to see whether you have light. That is you battling with the flesh. So every time the flesh comes to distract you, you starve it. If my phone becomes a challenge, I don't only off it, I remove the battery and throw it away. If I know it becomes a challenge, I call my friend and give him the phone, bring it back in 7 days. You don't know how an old man climbs Sinai. You will climb because it's on top of the mountain that you wait. Many times he will match a stone, the stone will sleep. He will keep climbing. And when he climbs the mountain, he will now wait on the mountain for 6 days, because the one before whom you come to do is a monarch. You wait on him, he doesn't wait on you. So when Moses came down from waiting, the Bible said even Moses was not aware that his face was shining like the sun. You know what has happened? Spiritual download. The person that went up was a man. The one that came down is a God. With a staff, he brought down a whole civilization. With a staff. Egypt was the strongest civilization in the world. In your territory now, there are 3 major civilizations. Warden, courtesan. Are you aware of it? How many